You may be seated.
Thank you. Chairman Brandt, members of the board, faculty, staff, our students, Mayor Sirachi, President Hoy, Fred, Dina. I am thrilled to have so many guests here and virtually, and I'm deeply honored to be the president of this fine college, Pennsylvania College of Art and Design. I want to express my wholehearted appreciation and gratitude to the entire PCA&D community for warmly welcoming me and Brad and making us part of your family from the start. Thank you for this day of PCA&D celebration. Thank you for your service and engagement this morning. Mike Simpson from the Stone School started our day off with a community of a very special message about empathy and understanding how we work as artists. The opportunity and privilege to lead this institution is a dream come true. And I'm going to quickly thank some of the folks that you already may know that have helped shape my life. Certainly, virtually, Mr. Parente, Holly, thank you. You've been the touchstones and inspiration of my undergraduate life and something that I hold revere and I will support with our students here. My partner, Brad, of 28 years, my dearest parents, Robert and Frances Molla, who raised a very creative child. My always encouraging siblings, my older brother and my twin sister, and of course, Fred, Sammy, countless others. My friends and colleagues from Baltimore, from far and away, and to all the students and alumni that I've had the privilege to work with over my 30 years, I've learned so much from you. And like a lot of folks, I'm a bit of a wood tinsman, so forgive me if I get a little rusty in my eyes during my talk. But I'm going to have a different kind of address for you today. So I want to let you know, as a kid, I kind of knew I was going to be an art educator. And as I reflected over the decades of my life, like many of you, I guessed that being an artist and an educator was deep in my DNA. And I had lots of clues that I would be here one day. So this afternoon, I've got 3 themes I want to talk about. And would like to design the stage for those 3 themes with telling you a few stories. I love to tell stories. So let me start with a few stories, and bear with me. I vividly remember the first time I wrote my very own name. It was in kindergarten. It was a beautiful collection of shapes and lines, and I walked over to my twin sister. I said, "What do you think?" She said, "I liked it." I liked that she liked it. I had my first critique and glowing recommendation. The first drawing I can remember drawing was a crayon-filled image of a long-snouted dog on brown paper bag. I love dogs. Most of you may not know that when I was in the 4th grade, I was accepted to art school. Some of you may remember or have seen the advertisements in comic books way back when that will offer you an opportunity to launch your career as an artist, just like Charles Schulz. All I had to do was draw Tippy the Turtle the best I could and send in the address to the advertisement. I was so excited, I worked for hours on drawings of Tippy, and I thought when it was good enough, I would mail it into the Art Instruction Schools Incorporated. Well, you can imagine my excitement when I got a letter of acceptance. I didn't have to study my times tables anymore. I also got a bill. Only then did I learn I was not going to get paid for drawing cartoons. But fortunately, I had parents who did not want to dash my creative dreams, and they told me this was not going to be my educational pathway, at least not for right now. I'd still have to study math, and I learned that a 9-year-old is not legally bound to a contract. My parents, knowing my dreams, occasionally offered outings to encourage me, which is how I had the opportunity to meet John Singer Sargent. Bear with me. I remember the day clearly. It was soon after my art school dreams were temporarily dashed, and we set off on a sunny Saturday afternoon in April. My mom took great care to create special one-on-one excursions with each one of us kids. Today was my turn for an adventure, and as we rode away on the subway, or in Boston, the T, we got off the stop at the Fenway. We walked down the Fenway past the big old Sears and Roebuck catalog store, and we headed through a Victorian-style ornate garden gate entrance to a large gray building. I couldn't remember or imagine where we would be going. But when we got in, the heels of our shoes made a wonderful clacking sound on the gray squares of the marble floor as we walked down a dim hallway. And then I began to smell the scent of spring flowers. As the perfume intensified, we approached and entered the most magnificent space I could have ever imagined. The sunny, skylit courtyard of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Orange and gold nasturtiums cascading like waterfalls over the numerous balconies surrounding a dreamlike court. Color blocks of Mondrian-esque creamy white, cotton candy pink, Cape Cod hydrangea blue hyacinths stood tall. The yellowest of butterfly daffodils lined an ornate pathway, a ceramic rug of tile. A grand butterfly staircase led to the most marvelous of marvelous interiors. We walked, and each room was different and filled with treasures of fine art and decorative art. When my mom and I entered this one dark paneled room with an ornate rose window, it made patterns of light on the shadowy terracotta tile floor. And this is where I met John Singer Sargent. Here was his glorious, larger-than-life portrait of Isabella Stewart Gardner. The portrait, her gaze was direct. She wore a dark dress with a heart-shaped neckline, pearls swirled around her neck and waist. The large rubies dangling from the two strands. Her jeweled shoes peeked from the shadowy darkness of her full-length dress. And a halo-like sunset of gold tapestry painted behind her narrow-waisted figure, as if she was a risen phoenix. I was in her home. I was in her museum. I was in her library, her recital hall and music hall, her engagement space. The portrait was her vision in her space. I knew at that moment that I wanted to be part of this magical artistic world, that I wanted to create something more powerful and moving, just like this portrait and just like this space. As you can see, I really didn't meet John. He died in 1925. But I did meet John through the art of his ideas, his eyes, his vision, his passion, his soul that he captured within the painting and within Isabella's structured environment. So after we concluded our tour, I proclaimed to my mom, I will have a life just like Isabella, and I will create work like John Singer Sargent. My mother responded with a warm smile and said, I believe you will. So as we finished our visit at the museum, we took the T to Filene's basement, and I got a pair of new dungarees. And then we went to the old world Schraff's Candy ice cream parlor. There, my mom and I ate a mountain of an ice cream sundae served in a silver compote with a silver tray below that caught rivers of dripping hot fudge, pillows of melting marshmallow, and whipped cream. But on the old-fashioned black and white subway tile walls of the parlor, and printed on the menus were images of bold modern artwork. It was like a comic book, but bigger and better, brighter, interesting, created by Andy Warhol. I was transfixed with the modern perspective of the comics that were on the wall of this delicious historic place. But Schrafft's had engaged Warhol in '68 to create fresh new brand identities. They wanted to expand their business. I gave the cherry on top to my mom that day, and my soul to art making, art, and make-believing. So today is not just my story. It's the recognition of the greatness of PCA&D and the celebration of this college as we look at our next chapter. I look forward to working with all of you to build the college's remarkable legacy, and I'm excited about propagating our future. Together, we'll work to magnify PCA&D's leadership, influence, visibility within the city and the region. There's so much I could say about our college and its potential, but as again, only 3 quick themes. Theme 1, PCA&D is a top-tiered example of a microversity. The idea that a small college has such big impact. In a small school, mentorship matters. This was my own experience, and it still resonates. In a small school, every student matters. Here, your faculty know you, your classmates know you, you are seen, and your contributions cherished. In a small school, the heartbeat and the soul of the school matters. It's the essence to creating a supportive, collaborative, passionate community that nurtures and inspires students to do their best work. This comes from the accomplished faculty, the experienced care of the staff, and the activation of a vibrant community. In a small school, you can't make yourself small. We're here to help you grow into your full potential. In a small school, students have the ability to do work that truly matters, from meaningful internships and projects that have real-world impact. This not only helps students become confident leaders, but teaching the value of service, the possibilities of connection, the meaning impact of local community, and adeptly navigating a changing and diverse world. A small school, as you've heard today, is nimble and dexterous, responding and leading, maneuvering, blending, and blurring lines of traditional models. We are creating a new way of creating education, careers, and impact. Theme 2. What I see here in Lancaster and PCA&D is the opportunity to build on a strong foundation and climb to higher heights. Yes, we're reaching because we can. There's no question that the arts are an economic engine for the city and throughout the region. Artists are working in interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary ways. Artists are working in non-art context within business, industry, government, diverse organizations. Artists are working in groundbreaking systems. Artists are entrepreneurs. Artists hold up the mirror to our society and make us think and move. Artists will change the world. It's the artists and the creatives who are the visionaries, who can imagine what can be rather than what is. And they persistently realize the possibilities in a way that eventually others will learn too. Here at PCA&D, our partnerships with local artist galleries, public art, museums, and the city activates a more robust community. It's our physical presence that solidifies Gallery Row and helps revitalize the city. It's our leadership and creative energy that helps illuminate the vitality of the maker movement. It's being a true collaborator, forming within the metroversity of Lancaster, aligning our common goals and values, 9 colleges, 12,000 students. It's our devotion to make a difference where we are planted. It helps grow local business through creative placemaking, innovative solution invention, our branding, our image-making skills. We are an integral part of Lancaster. We're part of Lancaster's artistic community, and our educational commitment is into this renaissance. We'll continue to climb higher in our aspirations, both for this college and the expanded region. Theme 3, what's most important? I really believe the future belongs to creatives. Our students are flexible and they can pivot to jobs that don't yet exist. Being creative opens doors, it opens minds, and offers fresh thinking. Creatives are well positioned as entrepreneurs because they understand what the world needs and how to make it. And creatives, while not earning the financial wealth of the top 1%, make solid, comfortable livings with rich, satisfying lives, rated as the top in happiness. Creatives are ultimate outside-the-box thinkers who see opportunities, invent solutions, and make our world a more better and beautiful place. Creatives cannot escape their imaginative self. Creatives carry their inspiration, ideas, curiosities, strategies, plans, processes with them always. Unlike other professions, artists cannot take a vacation from themselves. Being an artist and a designer is not just a career, it's a destiny, with the imagination and passion built into our stem cells. As you may have all heard, IBM CEO studies and Google continue to rank creativity as the most crucial talent needed for our future business. The world is changing and artists and designers are working side by side with science, technology, agriculture, entertainment, healthcare, space exploration, and more. I was thinking about this. Can you imagine an innovative solution to the critically challenged issues of the declining bee population in the United States? Think about a 3D designer, sculptor, UX designer, working and researching alongside environmental artists, scientists, engineers, using technology to prototype and model a new kind of beehive that supports and monitors the health of colonies. What would a new smart hive look like? How would it operate? Here at PCA&D, our teaching will evolve, our visionary faculty will develop, and our collaborative future will include partnerships with implausible partners. Little did our grandmothers know we'd be looking into our wrists, seeking and talking to friends throughout the world. She would have not imagined virtual reality, digital media, gaming, filming, architecture, interior design, and 3D design that would transform medical education and training, providing profound patient treatments, experiences, medical rehab, new medical equipment, and diagnostic techniques. Artists will be the ones who shape the world we can't yet see, including robotics and rock lytics. Artists will help us understand our changing world and teach us to embrace change, not with anxiety and intolerance, but with the excitement of the riches and needs and opportunities of our future. Artists devise elegant, innovative solutions to today's problems and anticipate tomorrow's hurdles so that we are ready. Artists will design a future that we can't yet imagine, launching us into a new era of expansiveness and possibilities. Artists will continue to create beauty and wonder. We may not be able to see the future, but artists can. And the future starts now. And I'm excited about the contributions and collaborations possible with this small but mighty college and community, nestled right here in Lancaster. We're ripe with potential and ready to shape what's next. So today you've heard a bit and seen the symbol of the ampersand. We chose this symbol because it's all about the and. Inclusive, and innovative, aspirational and determined, nurturing and progressive. And you are all an integral part of the vision of this future. If you don't believe me, I want you to take a look. As you can see, it's the people here who make the college great. Our determined, engaged students, our talented professional faculty, our devoted and dedicated staff, our visionary and supportive board of trustees, and our expanded commitment to Lancaster, which will encourage us all to greatness. And welcome to our alumni, and our friends, and our family, and Lancaster. PCA&D in Lancaster, you are my Gardner Museum. And students, and faculty, and staff, you are all my John Singer Sergeants. And together we'll move forward, and together we'll meet the challenges, and together we'll create a future, and we'll inspire each other. And